Mututho, former NACADA chairperson, that is the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse. This time around, we do not engage him on how best we intensify the fight against drugs, in as much as it's only fair with the passion that he has that will allow him a second or so to, give us his view in regards to the same. But what's important is that today we look at the politics of the day. We are headed to an electioneering period, and the Fort Ridge bloc appears as though it is, not speaking in the same tone, and therefore the biggest question is just who is this that is going to take up the mantle that is in Mount Kenya from President Uhuru Kenyatta. And aside from that, how then does the Fort Ridge region go into an election, at a point where they are divided? What would it mean for them being able to bargain? That is one conversation that we have this evening. We welcome you to be part and parcel of it. Remember, the program is News Tonight, and the hashtag is News Tonight. We'll be sampling some of your comments and the questions that you'll have for Mheshimiwa as we continue with the broadcast. Asante sana for creating time.
Thank you.
Yes, you
it's
a saying welcome, or you tell us welcome?
Welcome to Naivasha.
Thank you.
And I want to remind you that Naivasha is unique to itself.
Right.
We have very unique climate. It's one place that compares only with one small place in North Africa, the Sicily Islands. Climate-wise is good. By night it's cold.
Right.
Very cold, so you may not even require to turn on your refrigerators.
That's true.
And generally it's good, and people are good. We have some of the most wonderful people you can come across.
Right. And I'm grateful indeed. We've been welcomed well. And for that reason, we'll stay here until tomorrow?
I don't, tomorrow is too short. You need to stay on over the weekend. Yeah.
Well, we'll plan for some,
and you find Naivasha people are some of the most honest people you will like to come across.
Oh, yeah?
And they love Naivasha.
Allow me to be the person who's going to gauge that. Yeah. And then I'll come back to you with feedback, telling whether it is the case.
No problem.
What is the situation politically in Naivasha? I mean, much as we're looking at Nakuru as a cosmopolitan, city, it is becoming a city, by the way.
Yeah.
There is also that bigger picture of it being, inclined into the Mount Kenya region. It's holding more of Mount Kenya individuals, or individuals from the central region. How is the situation like politically
in Naivasha?
Yes, and Nakuru at large.
Nakuru, the governor decided to incline himself to what he thinks he can do, what Master of Ceremony in one of the big places. But everything begins at home. We start everything at home. I don't recall him at any level calling us, the residents of Nakuru, to ask us exactly what we want. But he assumes, as always, we are children of lesser God.
Right.
And you have to follow what the Mount Kenya guys are doing. And what I hear from the mountains doesn't sound mountain-like.
Oh, yeah?
Sounds like Nyasore growers, the banky growers from Cape.
Hold it right there. Is this, is your argument on the governor and, generally what it is, that he does right now, a clear indication or a simple way of telling us that he's negating what it is that the Constitution speaks of in regards to public participation? And would it be informed by your political differences?
No, we don't have any political differences. He won with Jubilee. Yes,
and you registered your interest.
And whichever method he used was good for him. But it's just courtesy. Like, you ask the people, even through media or any other place, what is your view? What do you think? What would you like to be? What kind of alliances are you looking at? And then the people who are coming on and they want to become the heads of state should be able to come and tell us exactly, this is Naivasha,
all right.
This is Nakuru, what is in store for us? We are used to having no CS. It's not a big deal to us.
All right.
We are workers. We love working for a gain. You realize that from 1963 we have never had a cabinet secretary.
Right.
It's good. We don't even take offense about that. But we hate when we are taken for granted to an extent that we are going to be pushed like wheelbarrows all along and where you are dropped, you sit there.
Hold it right here. It's going to be an interesting conversation, and I'm sure you'd love to hear more in regards to the same. Do you suppose then that these are individuals that will speak of a scenario where they probably have been segregated, not involved politically as expected, and not getting value for the hard work that they put
Yeah.
and so much more? So we're looking forward to have this and much more. Make sure that you keep it right here. We are taking a quick break. We're coming back with Honorable John Mututho.
We have the best quality, durable and affordable precast panels to suit all your needs. Manufactured under a controlled environment, we have the best precast concrete panels, precast concrete floor slabs, precast concrete perimeter wall, precast concrete columns and beams. Our panels reduce construction cost by up to 40% with absolutely no plaster required, including added soundproof benefits. Convenient for story buildings, schools, offices, residential houses, hospitals and warehouses. Take advantage of our free transport. Contact us on 0702 24 7267 or 0796 24 7267. Global Precast Panels Limited, your reliable option for efficient construction.
These are the sights and sounds of a working nation. There are no shortages to remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them.
You need to stay relevant. If you don't, you're going to fade off.
Yes, they are a dime in a dozen, but the real meat on these bones comes from trying to realize them.
You just need to perfect anything. If it's drawing, if it's music, pursue it 100% because it's something that is giving back.
Join me, Violet Njoki, as I tell you the stories of these executed ideas, because yours could be next. Mondays, 7:30 p.m.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every day and every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Well, the speaker is neither here nor there.
I should have done my outro from here.
Yes, I don't know.
And we're just like that. I look beautiful.
Tune in to Morning Cafe, Mondays to Fridays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. with me, Linda Alela, only on TV47, the home of Untold Stories.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio job nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 hash utunukiwe Credo double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
a show with a unique perspective as to the property industry right here in Kenya. Not only showing you the properties available, but also showing you how you can improve the ambience, look, and feel of your living and working spaces.
Yes.
Wow.
This is our office.
This is amazing.
Currently, we have a lot of design ideas.
Ranging from your sitting areas, dining in.
And welcome back to News Tonight. Still with me, the former NACADA chairperson, National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drugs. And here we are, Honorable John Mututho, as we expound on the conversation in regards to the unity of Mount Kenya, even as we are speaking about the general elections being around the corner, probably 13 months or thereabout away. And so, Honorable, we're back to you. We are speaking about Mount Kenya East today. We're speaking about Mount Kenya West. What would it mean for Mount Kenya to go to an electioneering period divided, sharply divided for that matter, from what it is that we see today?
There's only one Mount Kenya.
Okay.
Forget about east, west, north, south. There's only one Mount Kenya.
All right.
And Mount Kenya is driven by reason. The rumbling you are hearing.
You cannot speak of a scenario where people are speaking of setting up parties and you look at that as a simple rumbling.
No. These people we know, look at, for instance, Meru. If you look Meru, at demographics of Meru, for instance, and incidentally, my wife comes from Meru.
Okay.
So they are my Mudhoniwas, so I know them. I've worked there in 1978, 79, 1980. Look at the numbers and compare the numbers with Nakuru, for instance. We are double Meru. Look at the number of CEOs they have today in Uhuru's government. Look at the number of CSS they have, at least they have one, and they have always had CS. Look at the facilities, the investment by the government at Meru. No one would come and complain at Meru level. Right. But the leaders, because of their selfish gain, they would come on and make all kinds of accusations and try to create a vision that is not existing. In actual fact, when I look at the whole region, people from Bere have a reason to talk. But people from Meru or people from Daraka, and I worked in Daraka by 1979, they have a reason to make a bit of noise. But Meru, of all the places, should not even talk about it. Now, what we are seeing now is that we have so many people trying to be number one in a situation where number one is still sitting. Right. And number one himself is not bribed. He can see it. He sees all of them.
Constitutionally, number one is sitting for a certain period. And yes. 13 months, like I have said, from now, number one will not be there. And therefore, it is only fair, as they would say it in Swahili, safari ya kesho hufunganywa leo. Don't you think it's only fair that these conversations are on?
Yes, but our Thingiras, there is a place. There are places in homesteads, a small cubicle outside there where the old men sit. They are talking. And I can tell you, and I would like you to invite me here same time next year, and you'll see what I'm telling you is a fact. Wazees are talking. Forget about what all those people are talking in the field.
All right.
They are discussing.
Are we in for a surprise?
A major surprise.
How soon is this? We're looking at the aspect of time.
As soon as the elections are declared, you're going to get a big surprise.
The very same number one that you speak about, Honorable Mututho, declares at some point in time that it's also time that other regions are able to test the top seat. And like you have rightfully put it, the biggest interest is on the top seat. Wouldn't it be fair then, if we have to speak Mount Kenya, then these regions that you speak about, the Mount Kenya East, these regions, Meru, Bere, and all that, should as well also get a chance of this, having supported you or having supported this other side, Mount
Linda, for such a modern station, you are way above those parochial issues about the policy. Let me tell you, from 1955 to 1979, the policy was, it's our time to serve. It's our time to serve. Everybody was elected, even for about a salary of 500 shillings, or 2,500, or even 10,000 MPs, they worked. But from 1979 onwards, and which was perfected 2017, they changed the policy. It's our time to eat. So, our time to eat philosophy and policies And the ones now talking about is our time for Mount Kenya. It's not our time for Mount Kenya. What we should be talking about is that we get number one who is upright, like the late Godana.
Bonaya Godana.
Yes, a man of immense capability. But we can never look that way again. That is our people, because it is no longer be possible to have our time to eat. If you want to eat, you will face EACC. If you want to eat, you are going to meet the audit. If you want to eat, you are going to face a very hungry youth. If you want to eat, you are going to meet very informed gender. There are ladies today who talk sense. They don't talk about dancing and doing all that kind of things.
Right.
And they'll be watching. So Mount Kenya people who are now talking about fights in Mount Kenya are still in that old thinking.
So
that
this
it is our
meeting-
time. That is our time to eat.
All right.
It is no longer our time to eat. It's our time to serve. The philosophy is changing.
These meetings that have been held, in broad daylight, have been reported on the televisions. Are you telling us that these are not the same meetings that you're speaking about that will give us a candidate or a presidential
No,
candidate?
far from that. None of those.
None of those.
If you have been seeing a championship, like now we're going to Olympics, there are a lot of people out there who are champions and they're doing their thing quietly and methodically. But there are these people now who feel it's a God-given right to come and lead others and also come and do the things their way. Right now we need to be told by somebody saying, what are we going to do with the big debt that we are going to inherit?
Right.
What are we going to do with this big infrastructure? We are that in Africa now in terms of infrastructure. So who is going to bring up a system that integrates that into economic development so that all the youth are employed and then we're able to pay the loans? There's nothing for free. Those are the kind of people they're looking for. And I can tell you for free, I have seen those people. They had shortlisted.
All right.
95 Kenyans. I will not talk beyond that. And none of those guys who are talking there are part of that. The recycled plastic. Plastic, when you recycle plastic?
Right.
You have a cup today, tomorrow karaya, then kichanu, then things like that. Those recycled plastics will not be there. You remember the old adage in the Bible that the Egyptians you see today will be, you'll never see them again. There'll be no more.
Right.
I'm telling you now here, the Egyptians you are seeing today,
You'll see
maybe
them
no more. What we'll have are people who are thinking economics, people who are thinking about the safety of all Kenyans, people who don't see you through the eyes of your tribal connotations.
You see, Mheshimiwa, much as we say that, yes, these Egyptians will not see them tomorrow, then the effects of the Egyptians will remain with us, and it will take a while for us to undo the same. What will it take for, again, this was this that you speak about, to undo the lies that have constantly been told that they have appeared to be truth?
First of all, let me tell you that anyone who will not be supported by 70% of the population who are the youth has no place. Anyone who doesn't recognize that 60% of us are ladies has no place. So even as you do your thing, the others who are quiet and they have the vote, you can come now and slaughter all the bulls you want and say you are the king, you are the queen. But people are looking. End of the day, politics is
Are you
local.
as well quashing the coronation of Muturi?
Muturi is a Speaker of the National Assembly. I wonder how it would feel if John Mututho, who is a former member of parliament, went and sat at the speaker's seat. There's a procedure.
Okay.
There's a procedure. I've been to Israel many times, and there are very many holy sites for various individuals, including the Wailing Well, where even heads of state go, and you put a message to your God there, direct. It's good to respect people, like the Kayas. It's good to respect people for what they believe in. But for Muturi to go to the mountain, he needed to go with 4 other Makis. There are only 4.
Right.
These are the senior most. Mututho is far from that. These are the Makis. And by the way, Linda, can I tell you something? A Mudamaki in Kikuyu is given Dombe. That big thing like that big hat.
Yes.
Yes. He is given a small container of carrying snuff. He's given something called Mudegi.
So
it's
all
like
this fell short of that.
Yeah. He's given Jongwa. You're supposed to rule when seated. An old man is not a dancer. Then you are supposed to have a gown which is made of a leopard skin, well polished. Then you are going to have a whisk, which is from a known bull that was slaughtered because of a particular good occasion. I saw he got a spear. He got a spear.
Yes.
He got a shield. That is for Jambaya Roriri, the warrior. We are talking of completely two different places. I get confused because Muturi is my friend, JB, like I call him. In fact, he's married from right here, Gilgil here, right here. But when I meet with him, I'll ask him, my friend, what did you get? What did you get? Go back there.
Yes.
Get Zombi for the Mudamaki. The whisk, the last fried whisk was with Kenyatta. Go get it.
Until then,
now
there's nothing.
You have the Jongwa, you sit, and you are supposed to be hassle-free. You don't retort. You don't insult. You are Mudamaki. You sit and take decisions. You are the Chief Justice of the Kikuyus.
Interesting conversation. Honorable John Mututho argues that, well, that was not a proper coronation to warrant one being a spokesperson. And importantly, on the division or the much, spoken about division in the Mount Kenya region, he says is an argument that is neither here nor there, that we should wait for a surprise. Indeed, this as all regions or different regions flex their muscles as they prepare themselves for 2022. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. 30 seconds. What would you tell the governor? I'll be having him tomorrow.
Tell him to take a big broom, clean up a big, paint the buildings, including his own Polo Center, tidy a place. A city has a style. They have the basics. Among them is hygiene, course employment. Organize the people properly so that when you come and you want to enjoy your nyama choma in Nakuru, you are in a city. You are not in a village marketplace somewhere.
The city is going to be declared. We wait to see whether he is going to do all that, avoid a congestion and make sure that it's a beautiful.
And let him tell us whether he's still running.
Because you also are in for this.
Not really, because we shall have a yardstick.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time once again. And like I said earlier on, we still have more in the world of news.